the city of Springfield welcomes you to the historic Mars Theater. The Effingham Chamber of Commerce is pleased to host the May 2024 Candidate Forums. Concessions are open for your convenience. And as a courtesy to our candidates and those around you, please silence your cell phone. Follow Mars Theater on Facebook and Instagram. All upcoming movies and show information can be found on our newly upgraded website, marstheater.com. This year, be on the lookout for groups like the Tans, a Twiggy and Lynn tribute, comedian Karen Mills, and 80s superstar Tiffany. Welcome Effingham Herald's Nicole Buchanan, tonight's moderator, to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. We would like to welcome our two first candidates here this evening. You have a 90-second opener, followed by one question. You will have 1 minute to answer, and then a 60-second close. So, who are we starting with? Okay, Mr. Ron, would you like to begin with your 90-second opener?
Absolutely. Are we standing? Are we sitting? What are we doing?
Whatever you're comfortable with.
Hi, everyone. We can't see you from up here, but I assume there's a lot of you out there. I'm Damon Ron. I've been in the county, I left in '83, came back in 2008, so approximately about 19 years. I've served for Rincon on our Industrial Development Authority board, and served a very short term in Rincon City Council. Beyond that, I'm presently a member of our Effingham Rotary, which unfortunately my job schedule has changed, so it's been very difficult for me to attend lately. Beyond that, I've served on the executive board for Katie's Fund for 2 years, and have also implemented a community page for the DRT issues we've been having since I moved to Ramsey Landing from Lost Plantation. I'm downwind, so I worked with Mr. Kiefer, and we approached Springfield City Council to at least try to implement our the ordinances that are in place for odor. Beyond that, I'm looking forward to serving you guys. I believe my leadership and my experience, I'll be ready from day one. I'm already engaged with the county, have great relationships with all the municipalities, and have been working with these guys for about 6 years now.
Thank you very much. Okay, for your 90-second opener, Alex Long.
Good evening, everyone. Like Damon said, it's hard to see who all's out there, but I appreciate y'all showing up. I tell people that you're more affected by your local government than anything you would vote for president or at the federal level. I mean, the decisions that are made in your local government affect you on a day-to-day basis more than anyone and more than anything. But I've been a resident of Effingham County my whole life. I was born and raised here. My family's here. My wife's in the crowd out there today. I want to thank her for being here. Without her, she's my backbone, and without her support, I wouldn't be able to be here and run for this for you today. We are blessed with 8 wonderful children. Yes, I said 8. And that comes with its own set of struggles and things that have prepared me in life, but it also gives me a unique perspective and the ability to get out there in the community through their various things that they're involved in, whether it be their activities in cheer or sports, through baseball and things that I've volunteered with them. I've met a lot of people in the community that I've been able to share some of their concerns and just discuss things that they want to see the landscape of Effingham County become. And I think that that's one of the main reasons why I'm here today, is that I want to impact my community in a positive way. I want to be a cause for change.
Your time is up.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Apparently I'm long-winded.
Okay, I'm going to ask a question, and both of you have exactly 1 minute to answer. So in 60 seconds or less, I'm going to start with Damon Ron. Many Effingham County residents are proud of our county's history and National Register homes and landmarks. Is historic preservation important to a locale. What are your thoughts on balancing respect for history with the needs of future development?
Sure. So as I listed in my your handout, I'm assuming everybody got one. Yeah, I'm putting in prioritizing our preservation of historic sites, communities, and other agricultural heritage by establishing historic districts where they are not, but also incentivizing the reuse of any historic structures, land, and those types of things through potential tax incentives or tax abatements.
Thank you. Okay, Alex, many Effingham County residents are proud of our county's history and National Register homes and landmarks. Is historic preservation important to a locale, and what are your thoughts on balancing respect for history and the needs of future development?
Well, I feel that, I grew up in downtown Guyton in the historic district of Guyton. There are several historical homes in that registry right there. And I think it provides a lot of our history, our heritage, and I think protecting our heritage, our rural small town feel is very important as we experience, the rapid growth that we're going through right now. Absolutely. I mean, and, the way that we address that is through our ordinances, through implementing change and preventing, people from coming in and affecting those in a negative way.
Thank you very much. Okay, now you both will have a 60-second close. We will start with Lawrence Alex Long.
Well, apparently I'm long-winded, so I'll try to make this as brief as possible. But, I'm a local builder in this community, and that's something that I'm proud of. Through that and through, my ability and in business, I have found that I have worked with several municipalities in our region, not just locally, but as globally as well through our region. And I've seen things that work in other areas, and I've seen things that have not worked in our community. And I want to take that experience that I'm using, that I'm learning in my business and through my personal experiences to impact our community in a positive way and address some of the things that I see that could use improvement. I think our board has done a great job as far as leading us in a positive trajectory, and I want to build upon the things that they've put in place right now so that Effingham still is, the small town Effingham, but in a positive way as we experience this growth.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Ron, your 60-second close.
Very good. What I've been getting the most feedback on from people and from my own, perspective is the challenges of maintaining, this county and the vision, the reason we guys moved here, but also, embracing growth at the same time. I feel it's very important that the burden of development not be placed upon our citizens, but we need to have more and be more selective about, who we strategically partner with to develop here. We never do I want to put, a tax on you to develop something that could have been done through sustainable impact fees or, agreements through these, different things that we're doing. We need to really tighten up our ordinances so that developers know exactly where we want it and overlay the areas of where we want it.
Okay, your time is up. Thank you very much, gentlemen. We appreciate your participation. Did you need the?
We have time to take a question from the audience.
Oh, perfect.
A question for both candidates equally.
I'm gonna say that was quick.
I was about to say.
Oh, Robert, stand up and use your outline.
Yes. Don't you think you being a builder is a conflict of interest?
I'm assuming you're referring to me since I'm the builder up here. No, I do not. If elected chairman, I would recuse myself from any projects that I have associated with the county. But I would say that being a builder is a positive for this community because I experience and know how to protect our county in ways and tie up some loopholes that, that have been used to allow some subpar developments in our community.
Right, but didn't you want to do multifamily in Rankin but was denied?
No, that's incorrect.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Alex, very much.
No problem.
Okay, that's it, so.
I don't get one.
Okay. Well, thanks to both of our candidates. We're going to ask them to come backstage. I believe we've asked all of our candidates to hang out, to take questions, and to get to know our audience a bit. I guess that's my cue to get off stage. But we'll see you back in just a minute with our next race.
Okay, welcome back. We are now with the candidates for District 1 County Commissioner. First, we have Forrest Floyd, and then we have Alfred Bryant. Gentlemen, you're going to have a 90-second opener, followed by one, possibly two questions where you have 60 seconds to answer, and then you'll have a 60-second close. So let's start with Mr. Forrest Floyd with your 90-second opener.
All right, thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm Forrest Floyd. I've served as District 1 Commissioner now for 12 years. I'm in my 12th year. I've lived in Effingham County a little over 30 years, raised 2 kids through the Effingham County schools, and currently help raise my grandson through the same schools his father came up through. I served in the Air National Guard for 21 years, retired from that, worked for Georgia Power for 33 years, retired about 5 years ago from there, and also owned a self-storage facility that I sold about 5 years ago. So I'm retired other than this job here, which is pretty much a full-time job. I never aspired to be a politician like most of you. I don't care for politicians, but I am one. I got involved back in 2010 or 11 when the Ogeechee River was poisoned by King Finishing Company. I started attending the EPD meetings locally, got involved with the riverkeeper, and felt like the Effingham County Commission at the time was not taking a positive, they weren't defending the citizens of the county. I got involved, ran for election, and won, and I've served 2 terms since. And there's a lot of growth, a lot of challenges. We continue to have challenges. I think in the past 12 years, we've done a pretty good job. Can't make everybody happy, but we do the best we can. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Alfred Bryant with your 90-second opener, please.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Alfred Bryant. I've lived in Effingham for about 16 years in the surrounding areas as well. I currently am finishing up an apprenticeship with a local small company here in Effingham doing HVAC work. A little background about me, I have about 5-6 years of experience with IT security, compliance, and infrastructure. I have about 4 years of restaurant management and inventory control experience, and I also have about 2 to 3 years of logistical experience. I went to high school here, South Effingham High. While I was in high school, I was in NJROTC for all 4 years, and I had a fantastic time learning leadership, community, and service. Reason why I'm running is I am a proponent of term limits, and I feel like I have a lot of good, fresh ideas to propose to the county, and I just want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for giving us another wonderful day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bryant. Okay, the first question for Mr. Forrest Floyd is, does Effingham County have adequate infrastructure to meet the needs of current homes and those homes in the planning stages and or under construction, and why or why not?
I believe we do, even though a lot of people disagree. Now, we have some challenges there, but I'm going to go straight for the traffic. The issue is these dead-end roads where they tie in. We're building the roundabouts to try to keep these roads flowing smoothly and continuously out of the county. We're trapped by the fact that the state owns Highway 21, 17, 80, and 30. Until there's some state improvements, we can only get you so far at a certain time frame. I don't mean to babble this, folks. I can't. But these roundabouts will keep this and a perfect example is the roundabout there at Blue Jay and 17. That used to be one of the worst areas we had. Always an accident there. And now that we've got that roundabout in, traffic moves safely through that area, and we hardly ever have an accident in that area, from what I understand.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Bryant, same question for you. Does Effingham County have adequate infrastructure to meet the needs of current homes and those in the planning stage and or under construction, and why or why not?
I think that we have a lot of room for improvement. Just like Commissioner Floyd has said, we have those state roads that, the county can't really do too much on. We do have the Highway 21 is in expansion into 6 lanes, and upcoming we also have Highway 80 coming into 4 lanes past Falkville moving forward. I think that we need to start having possible alternative routes because there's so much that a highway can support. Because if you look in other big cities, like let's use Atlanta for example, they have multiple different lanes. And anybody who travels to Atlanta knows that traffic is awful. So definitely the roundabout at Blue Jay and 17 has been a beneficial help, but I feel like certain spots should benefit from a traffic light rather than a roundabout.
Thank you very much. For the second question, I'm going to start with Mr. Bryant. In your opinion, what is the most underutilized county asset that needs attention and could be leveraged over the short term for increased jobs and economic development?
Great question. So I feel one of our most underutilized is our public works. And for instance, I had someone reach out to me earlier today with regards to the maintenance along the roads and all this other, like the trees and the drainage ditches. And the county came out and said that they only have 15 people and they would not be able to service her. At the commissioners meeting last night, Commissioner Deloach mentioned that we just signed a contract to allow us to clean up a lot of these things. And I feel like if we start having more funding for our public works, for us to do it here at home rather than contract it out, we would be able to serve Effingham a lot better.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Repeat the question, please.
I
Make
will,
sure I'm clear.
absolutely. In your opinion, what is the most underutilized county asset that needs attention and could be leveraged over the short term for increased jobs and economic development?
That's a tough one, but I think it's our people. What we need to do in Effingham County is get some jobs in our county so that our community's not leaving the county every day. That would alleviate many problems. The IDA, of course, is working on that. We lean on the IDA for that, but I think we need to be trying to find jobs here in the county, growing the job base here.
Thank you very much. Okay, you now have a 60-second close each. I'm going to start with Forrest Floyd to do your 60-second close.
This will be quick. I think it's a blessing that we live in Effingham County. If you follow social media, it looks like, I don't know why anybody would move here if they read some of the stuff that's posted on social media. But I personally feel blessed to live in this county. I think we've got a safe community. We've got great schools, we've got great people, and I try to find the positive in everything I do and in my life. And I look at the blessings we have, and I think Effingham County is a great place to live and raise a family.
Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Bryant, your 60-second close.
I'm also going to keep it pretty short. I'm a short and sweet kind of guy. Effingham is definitely the place I want to be and raise a family, and whenever God wills it, provide me with a wife. I look forward to seeing everybody as I go door to door, and there's a debate, civilian held debate next Tuesday. It's also going to be live streamed. I hope everybody participates in that. And I also want to shout out a couple of our small businesses here in District 1. You got Sturdier's Honey Pot, and you got Eden's Hardware. So I encourage more of our residents here in Effingham to start your own businesses, provide us with jobs, and strengthen our economy as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. We do want to invite all of the candidates to stay in case anyone wants to have a little discussion after this is all over, and we definitely appreciate your time and appreciate you running for office. Welcome back, everyone. We are now joined by the candidates for District 4 County Commissioner seat. From the far end of the table, we have Beth Helmy, excuse me, James Gerbasi, Scott Vernador, Jeremiah Still, and Anthony Craig Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, you will have a 90-second opener, followed by 1 to 2 questions, and then each one of you gets a 60-second close at the end. So I'm going to start at this end of the table with the first question, and then we'll start at the other end with the second. The first question, I'm going to go with...
Intro?
I'm sorry, you're right. Okay. I'm going to start the intros
Right.
with Miss Beth down there.
Okay.
So you have 90 seconds, please.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the chamber and everyone that contributed to give us the opportunity to come and try to convince you why you should vote for either one of us. But for those of you who may know me, or for those of you that don't, a lot of you were asking, the first question I got was, why are you doing it? So I want to explain that a little thing to you. And then, like any good politician, I'm going to blame somebody else, not myself. But my husband and I were having a conversation and at the table, and I was complaining as usual, and he finally just looked at me and said, well, you're either going to stop complaining to me or you're going to run for office. So it's all his fault why I'm here. But in all honesty, my family's been here since 1734. I am a lifelong resident. My children are here. My grandchildren are here. And I think that's one of the main reasons I'm in it for the long haul. I feel like that this county that I grew up in is changing too much. And I think that we need to look at the direction we're heading. I think we look at our comprehensive plan, the ordinances that are in place, the traffic concerns, the environmental impacts it's having because we're mowing down all of our trees. And we just have to do something to just slow that up a while. Change is not bad, but I think the type of change is happening too quickly for us in Effingham County right now. And I think we need to...
Okay, Miss Beth, your time is up.
To do something.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Gerbasi.
Good evening. My name is James Gerbasi. I'm a candidate for District 4 Commissioner. I moved to Effingham County 13 years ago to advance my career as a firefighter. And I worked for the city of Savannah for a few years. I moved over to the city of Rincon for 5, and an injury put me down for a little while. And after I got back, I worked for the county for part-time for a year, in which I decided to just go full-time with my business. I've been in business for 16 years, and I have another business that I opened up a year ago, and May will be a 1-year anniversary for that. So I think as a small business owner, and I think me being here, I've got a lot of interest in growing the community the proper way. I heard a quote the other day. It said, "Don't confuse movement for progress." I think we are making a lot of movement. I just want to make sure that it's progress. And I guess a little bit more about me. I've met my wife. She's a Effingham native, and we're raising 3 kids. They're in South Effingham School District, and that's about it.
Thank you very much. Mr. Vernador.
All right. My name is Scott Vernador. I was born in Carolina, but I came to Effingham in the 1980s. I grew up here. I went to school here. Met my wife, Vet Seconder. She's now Vet Vernador. We have 1 son, 19 years old, Samuel. I spent the first of my career was in 15 years in construction. That's where I learned how to read blueprints, and I can basically build anything. Left that, went to law enforcement. I spent 7 years at the jail. I obtained the rank of sergeant, so I was over not just the jail, but also transport, and I helped out with the courts and everything else. I left there and went to code enforcement. That's where I learned about zoning. I learned about the different, AR, R1, all that fun stuff, learned all the codes and ordinances. I just recently went to Gulfstream just to make some more money. But I've been here a long time, but my dad, whenever I was young, he had a school set up because we own an industrial construction company. And in that school, he'd say, in order to do anything, you need to understand how it works. And then my mom would always tell me that listen to everything everybody's got to say, make up your own mind, and do what's right. So my wife tells me that a man come in from Garden City, he's a politician himself, said I was running. He said, when you do the forms, it's the hardest thing. He said, take a deep breath. He said, speak from your heart. A good leader doesn't have to know everything. He just has to listen to the people that do. And I thank you for the time.
Thank you, perfect timing. Mr. Still.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, I'm Jeremiah Still. I'll tell you a little bit about my uncommon background. I just retired last year in 2023 from Army Special Operations Aviation, where I served as a soldier, a non-commissioned officer, and finally a warrant officer. I'm currently an operations manager for an aviation software company. I have a master's degree in systems engineering, and I'm also recognized as a project management professional. I have extensive leadership and experience in government contracts, projects to include infrastructure. I've been involved in every process from the screwdriver in the toolbox all the way up to the congressional funding for that screwdriver. I've been involved in strategic plans for the Army past 2035. But the reason I'm behind this table tonight is the very common story, the Effingham story. I was stationed here in 2011. We moved here for great schools, affordable housing, and a rural community feel. We have 4 kids that attend Effingham County schools, 4 schools. We've been enrolled in 7 of those schools. I commute in and out of the county for my work. I understand the traffic. I feel the traffic every day. From a rec department perspective, I've been involved since the day that we got here. There's not a ball field, sand lot, or gymnasium that we haven't played ball or practiced ball in. And what I want to do is bring my uncommon leadership and experience and help the team of Effingham preserve this common quality of life that I share with many of y'all. Thanks.
Thank you very much. Mr. Johnson.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. My name is Craig Johnson. I've been in Effingham County for 41 years. I am not a politician. I'm a small business owner. I'm very vested in this community. My family's vested in this community. I've been involved in several organizations here in the county for many years. One of them that I'm very proud of is being on the Recreation Board. Since 2009 till present, I was fortunate enough to be involved in the conversations as far as the design of the new complex out there on Highway 119, named after my very good friend Clarence Morgan. We think we got it right. We took a lot of tours on different facilities, so we think we got the best of the best, and there's more to come. I'm a father. My kids were raised here in this county, and I will be a newly grandfather in August, so I'm very excited about that. My reason for running is I want to be a little more involved than the other boards that I've been on. I want a seat at the table to where the decisions are being made and my voice is heard along with the constituents that voice their concerns to me. I really appreciate your attendance tonight, and I hope you support me in May as your new District 4 County Commissioner.
Thank you very much. Okay, now time for the questions. I'm going to start with Beth Helmy at the other end of the table. The first question is going to be, in your opinion, what is the most underutilized county asset that needs attention and should be leveraged over the short term for increased jobs and economic development?
Well, I sat and listened to the answer to that question a minute ago with the other candidates, but I'm going to agree that it's our people. I feel like that we have a lot of resources with our people here in the county that's not being utilized. I don't know if the people are feel like that they just can't speak or they can't get involved, but what makes Effingham County is the people that comprise the county. And so that's our biggest resource. And so we have to find a way to get those people. When I go to planning meetings or I go to county commission meetings or any other kind of meetings about DRT or warehouses or whatever it is, the people there are very vocal and they are very concerned about what's going on. So I think we need to make sure that we get those people and we get them involved in what's going on in Effingham County, because that will spread the word and that will make us a much better place.
Thank you very much. Mr. Gerbasi, in your opinion, what is the most underutilized county asset that needs attention and should be leveraged over the short term for increased jobs and economic development?
I hate to sound like I'm repeating, but yeah, people for sure. I think small businesses, I think we need to utilize them more to do what we can to help small businesses grow and thrive so that we can provide more jobs here. And I think less cars leaving the county means more money in the county staying here. And I think a great thing to be able to grow the county would be to utilize the business owners and the residents to make the county better.
Oh, sorry, thank you very much. Mr. Vernador?
Yeah, I would say that we need to invest in our infrastructure. When I say infrastructure, I'm not necessarily talking about roads. We have about 3,000 people every year, so it's about 3.8% growth. With that, you know, we have all these extra people, but we have the same schools, we have the same, you know, the police, we have the same fire. I mean, and it is growing some, but it's not growing enough. So we actually need to keep up with that. If you keep the people safe, you keep them healthy, they can prosper. And along with that, that also provides more jobs for the people in the county as well. I mean, with the county itself.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. Still?
Yeah, so I guess Commissioner Floyd took the best answer right out of the gate. So that's the what. I guess I'll talk on the how on people. So I think, you know, we're going to talk about investing in people. We have a phenomenal school program here. Thank you for that, for sure. The STEM Academy is great. I'm a STEM guy, so obviously that's important to me. I think creating, you know, different programs and training programs, working within the community, that's going to create a skilled labor force to invest in our people when these businesses do come, if that's the plan. Something that's kind of near and dear to my heart is, you know, just outdoor recreational activities. I know, you know, if we're going to invest in people, we need to attract talent that's going to come from a good community feel. That's sidewalks, that's opportunities to ride bicycles other than Highway 17. So I think the what is people. I think the how is investing in them with local county resources.
Thank you very much. Mr. Johnson?
Yes, ma'am. I think we have it already. Yes, it can be improved. I mean, we all know that the county is growing and people are coming here for a reason. So they see something we like, so the folks in the past evidently have done something right that appeals to everyone. I'm going to steal Mr. Steele's comments. As far as recreation goes, there are a lot of things in the work that have not come to public knowledge yet. There's some funding coming to put a bike trail through the middle of Guyton on the old railroad bed. There are multiple little mini parks that are going to be strategically placed throughout the county for different areas to enjoy, so they don't have to drive to one and the other. So, and all in all, we're in good shape with what we have. We can do some improvement in some different areas, but the folks are coming for a reason because evidently we're doing something right.
Thank you very much. Second question is a little lengthy, and I'm going to start on this end of the table and work my way the other way this time. Affordable and quality housing is cited as a need in many communities throughout Georgia, ours included. And our friends in the real estate business tell us our community currently has a shortage of affordable homes and more affluent homes. How do you suggest we accommodate those two competing needs? Mr. Johnson?
Well, as far as affordable housing goes, and I don't think that means a low-income housing. Talked to the superintendent not long ago, and the new teachers coming in are having trouble affording $300,000 homes. That would have to be on a developer to find the proper area to where it's going to go, and for that to happen, our infrastructure has to be able to support it as far as water and sewer goes. Then, of course, that's going to impact our traffic even more. But there are some things coming down the pipe to help us with the traffic. So I think the real estate and developers are the main source of that, and I hope they bring those ideas to the county commissioners.
Thank you. Mr. Still, do you want me to repeat the question?
I'll take that opportunity.
Okay, it was a long one. Affordable and quality housing is cited as a need in many communities throughout Georgia, including ours. our friends in the real estate business tell us our community currently has a shortage of affordable homes as well as more affluent homes. How do you suggest we accommodate these two competing needs?
Yeah, boy, isn't that the question of the day? Other than maybe chickens, that's probably the third most common thing I hear about. Yeah, that's a really big problem to start with. You know, I sort of make the joke, but I'm not joking, that the house I live in today, if I tried to buy it today, I couldn't afford it, and that's a problem. You know, it's not okay to not have teachers be able to afford houses. It's not okay to have sheriff's deputies, soldiers aren't going to land in Effingham. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to improve our infrastructure to support these developers. There's no shortage of people wanting to build homes here, probably at any price point. But we're going to have to do our job to improve infrastructure. We're going to have to align with cities. We're going to have to get state help. We're going to have to look professional in front of the state. We're going to have to get along as a county and with our cities and bring in some state money. I mean, it's got to start with infrastructure.
Thank you. Mr. Vernador?
Yeah, housing is dictated by the market. So if you have a whole bunch of people wanting to move here and they buy expensive houses, that's because that's what's the going trend. A lot of people are escaping the cities because, you know, it got kind of rough there for a while. And so it caused the housing market just to skyrocket. As Mr. Steele said, I'm in the same situation. I couldn't buy my house today for the price it goes for when I bought it. But, you know, I mean, there is programs they do have with the government. We could look into the state, stuff like that, see what kind of programs they have set up. Government subsidizing is kind of hard to do. I mean, it can be done, but at the same time, you kind of have a balance. So, but thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gerbasi, would you like me to repeat the question?
Sure.
Affordable and quality housing is a need in many communities, including ours. Real estate professionals tell us our community currently has a shortage of affordable homes and more affluent homes. How do you suggest we accommodate these two competing needs?
Well, I think we need to be I guess intentional about where we're putting these homes, and the south end of the county seems to be filling up pretty quick. Everyone wanted to go there for a long time and drove prices up. If we, I think if we kind of dog bone the development from Rincon to Springfield, I think we'd do a better service for the county. But again, it's going to take builders and investors to come in here and decide that they want to build affordable housing. Starter homes aren't really a thing anymore, which is a shame. I've been trying to look at ideas and not saying this is something that could happen, but I saw a school district in another state. They provided tiny homes for teachers just on the school property, just to be able to attract teachers who couldn't normally afford to live within the county, and they can get them in here. You know, it's just constantly looking at ideas and options and things that are working for other cities and in other states and stuff like that to make it work here.
Thank you very much. Ms. Helmy?
I think it's going to be very hard to do. I'm going to be straightforward with it. You've got Effingham County is being driven by the local economy, but it's also being driven by the state and the federal economy. I mean, things are skyrocketing. Inflation is terrible. People that are going day to day and are living paycheck to paycheck, they're deciding what they're going to eat or what they're going to do. Can I afford to drive to Savannah? Can I not? So to sit here and say you've got to try to do that, you've got all those different factors involved. And when you've got land in the south end of the county that's selling for $150,000 an acre, you know, when you say you want to bring in other developments. But I do know, and somebody mentioned it, but there are state and federal programs out there that will help subsidize some of this. And I think at Effingham County, that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to look for help from outside resources, from the government that's willing to provide some of that money so that we can buy some land, we can put some affordable housing on it. The people that are rich, they're pretty much going to find their land. It's the middle guy that I tend to worry about more, because the middle guy seems to be the one that always struggles the most. Several of you mentioned about that you couldn't afford your house today. You know, I couldn't afford the land I owned if I didn't have CUVA. So, I mean, you've got that middle economy people that you have to be concerned about too, not just the low and high. So I think as a commissioner, you just have to try to look at the whole spectrum. But a lot of these things are out of it has to do with our economy too.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we're to the portion for the 60-second close. So I am going to start with Mr. Vernador, please.
All right. As all of us are, I'm running for the 4th District County Commissioner seat. I love this county. This county has given me so much, and I would be honored to represent it. That's all the time I need.
Thank you. Mr. Still.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming out. It's been fun getting to know people. That's definitely been a real blessing this campaign so far. I was just talking to Craig about that. But regardless how this election goes, I hope if you see me out in the community, you come up and talk to me. I love talking to people and get to know people. So please come find me. I look forward to meeting more people and talking regardless outside this election. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson.
Yes, ma'am. Folks, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you we can fix all the problems. Nobody up here can. But what I can promise you is I'll work hard for Effingham County to fix our problems, because I am our problems. Well, I'm not our problems, but the problems are mine as well. But I can assure you that I will work hard. I will be available for any conversations that anyone wants to have, if elected, about any issues, whether it's 4th District or Effingham County, because when you take the oath of office, you take the oath of office for Effingham County. So I would appreciate your support in May and voting me in as a 4th District County Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Helmy, your 60-second close.
And y'all can't see this, but these are my 4 grandchildren. And that's why they're standing on the riverbank, by the way, having a good time. But that's basically why I'm up here. What is Effingham County going to look like? My oldest is 10, my youngest is 6. What is it going to look like when they get 20? And I want it to be the same kind of place that I was able to be raised in, I raised my children in. And so I just want to be a voice. For those of you that know me, you know I'm going to, as I mentioned in my opening statement, I'm going to complain. I'm going to open my mouth. I'm at the stage of my life now where my concern is what's going to be the future of Effingham County. And that's the main thing here for me. I want everybody that comes here be able to feel safe when they go home. You have the rural environment that's just great. I go out to the ballpark where they're playing ball, and it's just wonderful. You can go play on the playground, you know, and you sit there. I'm not really worried. Yes, somebody could do something, but for the most part, go play on the playground. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay,
and that's the county I want to see. Stay.
Sorry. Mr. Gerbasi.
I appreciate everyone coming out and just taking time out of their evening to come out and hear what we had to say. I think the current commissioners have been doing a good job. I haven't agreed with everything they've done, but they're making progress. I've been going to meetings now for quite a while and watching them when I can't go attend. I'm calling the commissioners, asking questions, and advocating for myself, my neighbors, and fellow people in the community. And I think this is a great way for me to continue to do that. And I would just appreciate your consideration for your vote.
Thank you all very much for being here. We certainly appreciate you putting yourself out there like this and running for office to help Effingham County grow. Susan, did you want to? I'm going to let Susan take over. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, and thank you again. That concludes tonight's forums. We had some extremely considerate and cooperative candidates, so much so that all of the time we allotted for those who would go over was not necessary. So we appreciate all of our candidates kind of sticking to the time guidelines and being respectful of that. And we can give a little bit of time back to you tonight to go home, to go enjoy those parks or those amenities in Effingham County in what I think is still a beautiful night out there. Again, I want to thank our friends at Kinetic by Windstream for serving as our sponsors, as well as the Mars Theater, and of course the Effingham Herald for helping us to produce these forums, and of course to you for joining us, and with what goes without saying, to our candidates for being here and sharing a little bit about why it is that they want to serve this wonderful county. So thank you so very much. Have a wonderful evening. Good night. Oh, man. And we'll see you tomorrow. So